Hello, everyone. Welcome to our day 19 of the course. It is the course review day. We can also discuss something regarding our course. And I really would like to appreciate all of you for going through this journey so far. And really welcome all of you to the 19th day, just before um, the in-class um, writing exercise. And I hope you have been enjoying the course so far. I would like to say that what you have been doing during the course so far is incredible. You have probably learned a lot of things, and you also have contributed to the course tremendously. And just by even by appearing in the class, I really value it and really appreciate all of you for this journey so far. And this is also the first class of this course. I hope that your journey towards the rest of the course will be smooth. And from tomorrow, when we are done with the in-class writing exercise, we will be officially done with the course, but we will always be together. And hopefully every year when we meet at Maba, that's the plan. We would like to see you in person. And also, I would say, I'd like to actually, if there is a possibility, if ever I visit your area, I'd like to meet you in person too, sometime. Okay, as I'm, traveling a lot, hopefully. So the course so far, I hope I have done my best to make it smooth and to make it more comfortable. These are the days that we have been working, right? We met on July 25, and see the journey so far. We have done so much during these last few days, 19 days up to today, and tomorrow will be our 20th day online meeting. And so the historical background of Buddhist culture, as we have already gone through, was tremendously uh, comprehensive and really powerful. So I want to acknowledge everyone for joining the course and also traversing this difficult journey with me so far. I was just trying to figure out how many articles actually we have read in the Amma USA library alone. Do you know how many articles? Yeah, um, around 55 articles were, were there. So at least some of you have gone through many of them. So not all of them, but I am also going to share that whole thing with you today. And so today's purpose is to review this course and let me see. To review and connect the themes across the first 18 sessions, right? Including the session that we did yesterday. So again, important note, I want to reiterate that tomorrow we will not have a scary mock test or exam. It will be a recap in class writing exercise. Just want to encourage everyone to participate and express what you have learned so far. That is the idea. So, and for the full-time students, that will be like a mock exam. But remember, this will not be um, for grading. And so far, we can see the first 3 days we have discussed about the cultural background of 6th century BC India, and we had a course overview. And tomorrow we will also have kind of, prior to course we had an overview, and then after the course we will have a different overview. We'll also have a feedback session later on, and another different type of group meeting we'll have today. So fundamentals of Buddhist culture and Buddhism as a cultural movement, these are the foundations that we have done so far during the last few weeks as foundations. And then we, when it comes to the next few days, from day 4 to day 8, we had Buddhist perspectives on society. We talked about politics. Nobody likes to talk about that. Human rights, again, very important topic. So how the Buddhist perspective on politics and human rights, language and gender, we were talking about that. And then the wealth and religious pluralism and the economy. We were discussing diverse aspects of these things. And then the ethical and philosophical dimensions, I would say that is block C from day 9 to day 13. This is morality and ethics and social relationships, freedom of thought, environment, and health and happiness. So we had a special attention to these areas during this time of the course. And then we went on to the final phase of our course, Block D, I would say culture impact and comparisons, like cultural revolution in India, and then fundamentals and human rights connection, and difference between Buddhist teachings and traditional Indian culture, then foundation of Buddhist culture, and then finally the impact of Buddhist culture on the environment. So these were the, the chronological review of topics. So let me go back to the beginning. So let's see how much you you have grasped. Do you remember these topics? Do you remember the topics that we did? Cultural background. What were we discussing as foundations?
One thing we learned about was the Varna system that existed in 6th century BCE India.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was Varna system. Varna means we learned about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, right? Four different categories of Indian society that time. And so, what was the Buddhist perspective? What was the Buddha's intervention? How he was revolutionizing his concept um, during that time? What do you see here?
I would say that when Buddha had stepped in to dismantle the caste system and spoke a language, Pali, so everyone would be able to learn while he spread his teaching. And in order to break down the caste system, he's, and getting rid of the ritual system and sacrifices that was just not accepted. People were looking for a change, and Buddha gave him that. And having the ability to actually learn and be taught and be treated like a human instead of being you know, dehumanized, um, it made a lot of sense, and they felt inspired by that, and the with everything that had changed with the Silk Road and the economy, and more people were coming in, and diversity, and it was a lot easier to spread that way, and people were standing up to take out the Vedic system entirely. They didn't want to live like that anymore. That's all I
Yeah,
have to
yeah, I like your point. Like Buddha was trying to humanize, like when it was such a pantheon of deities. That time everything was a deva, everything was a heavenly being, like the water, the trees, the whatever you say, it was a deva one time. And then there was like a creator god, like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, creator god. And one was the Brahma who created the world. And then Vishnu was kind of existing or maintaining, and Maheshwara was like the destroyer or the punisher, something. So many things were there. This atheistic society, so many devas, and then the Buddha came as a human being, as we learned. Historically, we learned that he was a human being. Even yesterday, we learned he was a human being, born in Lumbini, and then he was just simply walking, uh, just so close to the nature, and then how he revolutionized the whole thing, yes, humanizing the whole thing in that society. During that time, such a huge thing actually, when he was single-handedly fighting against all the Brahmins. It was not easy, but he was vehemently fighting against that. His argument was so strong and powerful. Nobody really could defeat him. Many people came to argue with him, and so many of them ended up being followers of him. And lots of young people, especially that time, many, as Tha said, so many young people, they were looking for a change. They were probably tired of that existing system, and where some people had no hope. a certain community had no hope whatsoever, no matter how much work you work so hard till the for generations, but you have no hope. And here comes the Buddha with a beacon of light to all of them, and he showed them the path to liberation, and they were equally treated within the Buddha Sasana. That was tremendously powerful, incredible, revolutionary step by the Buddha. And we also need to remember that this happened 2,500 years ago. So we need to remember, like they didn't have the communication system like today. Today we can address the entire world very easy, right? And we have like such powerful mechanism to go viral. But those days it was just word to word, man to man. So it was not easy, but yet again, how the Buddha was so powerfully communicating and his message was spreading, becoming viral, and everyone in the society was so interested in following his teaching. That was tremendously powerful thing. So yeah, anything else that you wanted to add? What you have learned from the course so far? Okay, let's move on to the other side now. Politics, human rights, language and gender, wealth and religious pluralism, and the economy. Okay, what did you learn here? This again was a very important block. Do you remember some of the texts, some suttas? I would like to refresh your memory, or some points that you are interested in.
The Sigalovada Sutta
Yeah.
had a lot of practical advice for how especially lay people should manage their money and things of that nature.
Very nice. Yeah, you even mentioned that the name of the sutta, Sigalovada Sutta. Yes, if it is like a little bit longer, you can even say Sigala Sutta. Sigala is the name of the young man. Ovada means advice. So advice to the Sigala, advice to Sigala. That's the meaning of the sutta. So Sigalovada Sutta is a sutta in Digha Nikaya. Do you remember the sutta number?
31.
31.
Okay, great. Now, please remember, at least that's a great sutta, because you could use this for your in class writing test tomorrow. Okay, Sigala the Sutta, or just Sigala Sutta, or advice to Sigala, whatever. Digha Nikaya. You don't have to write the whole Digha Nikaya. You can say DN. DN. It's not DNA. We also have DNA actually, but that is Digha Nikaya Atthakatha. That's a different DNA. Okay, so this is DN capital, DN capital N, and then 31, right? Yeah. So 32 suttas are there, remember, just before the last. Okay, good point. And also in the sutta, you learned about, let me ask you actually, I will say later. Okay, what did you learn? What other suttas or Do you want to?
I remember a point, but I don't remember which sutta. I just remember when we talk about human rights. I read about the human rights. I read something very impressive, like Buddha said, we don't have to rely on this, don't rely on that. We have to rely on ourselves, on our own understanding and analyze. I just remember that.
Very nice. So let's ask the other student, what is the name of that sutta?
Kalama Sutta.
Kalama Sutta. Remember that sutta. Kalama Sutta. Do you remember the reference? What Nikaya is that?
Anguttara Nikaya 3.65.
Beautiful. So this is what we need, you know. Anguttara Nikaya again, AN. If you can write the whole thing, that is so wonderful. But AN at least, Anguttara Nikaya. Yeah. Please type these two suttas that you learned in the chat, so people will find it more helpful. You could even Google right now to verify if that is the right information that you are sharing. That is fine. So Kalama Sutta and Sigalo are the sutta, two suttas you mentioned. Yeah, it's a very important when it comes to the Buddhist charter of free will. You know, freedom of thought. It's not only freedom of speech, but freedom of thought that we were discussing about. And in 1992, there was a human rights convention in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and there were hundreds and thousands of people gathering, and they had a declaration that is called Rio Declaration about the human rights. Yeah. What else?
Wait.
What about for politics? What sutta that you found? Anything regarding politics that you learned? Jataka stories. Remember 10 Dasaraja Dhamma or 10 um, mm, like royal or administrative aspects, factors for kings. That's called Dasaraja Dhamma. So how should a king um, rule a world? We also learned that in the temple, there are number of speeches that we should avoid. What is that? How many? 32 speeches we should avoid at the temples. Rajakatha, Chorakatha, like that. We shared it in the class. Wealth and religious pluralism. What did you learn here? Even in politics, if you remember, like there were Satta Aparihaniya Dhamma, like the Buddha said, when you assemble regularly and assemble peacefully, discuss peacefully, when you disperse peacefully, when you respect women, when you respect religion, when you respect elders, such wonderful habits of a country could always be protected. No one can overcome them, such united power, especially when it comes to the Vajjian kings. They were a small country, but they were very united. And the Buddha said nobody can overcome them. Even the kings like Ajatasattu, he was trying to, invade the country, but the Buddha said as long as they protect these seven dharmas, nobody can conquer them. So some of these things can be helpful. Wealth also, like you could divide the wealth into four, like one portion of your wealth should be saved for future. One fourth of your wealth should be used for your day-to-day activities, and then the two parts or the half of your wealth should be maybe invested, or do something to continue your business or your life or whatever. So very interesting.
Bunty?
Yes. Yes.
The division of the wealth, that was also from the Sigalovada, right?
Vision not there?
The division of wealth, 1/4 for this, 1/4 for
Yes,
that.
yes.
That was also
Yeah,
from the
that's part of,
Sigalovada, correct?
yeah, Sigalovada Sutta. Remember also the Buddha said in Sigalovada Sutta, six ways that you could decline your progress, right? Like how to deal with laziness, and also uh, we learned about four fake friends and good friends. Remember, they are also very important. And then the six directions, where parents and children, and then mata pita, and then the husband wife, and then friends, and employer employees, and religious people, and also the servants, the employer employees. So six directions. That was the main discussion. But apart from that, there are other things too. I would also say, remember the sutta, Vasala Sutta. Vasala Sutta, Vyagha Parabhava Sutta. The Buddha talked about a very important point, remember. By birth, one will not become a Brahmin. By birth, one will not become a Vasala or downcast. By action, one will become a Brahmin. By action, one will become an outcast. So it all depends on your action, not your birth. So that gave a tremendous moral booster to those people, those downtrodden people. And they really wanted to work hard. Like people like Sunita, Sopaka, like Upali, how they have been elevated in the Buddha Sasana, they became enlightened ones. So some of the names, some of the suttas, you could use for the for your answers. And over here also, I think Mm, you could say the four Varna system, particularly that's important. And apart from that, how Buddha was as a human being, and his life um, as a human from birth to death, how he was working with the people, and also as a royal family member, how his gestures and his familiarity with the culture, and his mannerism was very comfortable for many all kinds of communities to gather around him. He was well mannered. He could easily deal with the royalty, the kings, and also the other distinguished people like the millionaires, the businessmen, and then the royal families, and also just common people. He was he could really balance all of them thanks to his upbringing as a royal family member. That also was very important, actually. If he was from probably, a down class or downcast or outcast family, he wouldn't be able to get that recognition possibly. So that's also, we need to think of it. Mark, you have a question?
I'm sorry, not really.
Oh, okay.
Just one quick note, the Vasala Sutta, what is it, SN 1.7?
Vasala Sutta, right?
That's what I have.
Yeah. Do you have it? So Vasala Sutta or Vasetta Sutta, that both words are there. Actually.
I just want to double check because
Yeah,
that's
yeah, Vasala Sutta is here. Discourse on outcast. This is Sutta Nipata. This is not Sangyutta Nikaya. Remember, Sangyutta Nikaya, SN should be capital, both capital. But if you say Sutta Nipata, S capital, N simple, that means Sutta Nipata. That is part of the, let me see if I can share the link here. I could. Right. Yeah, the other sutta also, like, remember Parabhava Sutta. I could actually say the word. You could probably take a look. The Buddha said here in the Parabhava Sutta also, if you don't take care of your ailing and aging parents, that will be a cause to decline. So also, so many things are there in the beautiful sutta, again, Parabhava Sutta. They are tremendously powerful teachings. If you go through the articles that I have given, actually, I have also given the summary of the articles. Probably you could go through the summary or go through the just the structure could probably be helpful as well. Okay. Yeah. Then let's go to this part: morality and ethics, social relationships, freedom of thought, environment, health, and happiness. Now, we could also use Sigalovada Sutta again, Kalama Sutta again, and then Dhammapada. We learned in Dhammapada yesterday about the environment and morality and ethics. What suttas can be used for this topic? Sila. Yeah. Any idea? Do you remember the first sutta that the Buddha was preaching? If you can remember the Pali word, that is perfectly all right. This is a little bit longer word, but if you can't, you can even use the English version. That is fine. So, Dhamma Chakka Pavatana Sutta. Dhamma means the law, the doctrine, the teaching. Chakka is the wheel. So Dhamma Chakka. and then Pavatana is the rotating. That is the sutta. Wheel turning low, it is said, right? Something like that. So that discourse talks about the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, basically. And here we can also see in the Noble Eightfold Path, you can talk about the morality and ethics. Sila. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa is dealing with they are dealing with the wisdom, and then Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva. Right speech, right action, and right livelihood. They are dealing with morality and ethics. 5 precepts, definitely. We can talk about 5 precepts. This is morality and ethics. 10 precepts, even 10 precepts we could take. If you say like 3 sense doors, by body, we do 3 actions, killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. By mouth, speech, we use 4 actions. What do you call Musawada, Parusavacha, Pisunavacha, Sampapalapa. Telling lies, and then telling harsh words, and then use slandering, and then also frivolous speech, like those 32 frivolous speech, for example, gossip and all. So those are the 4 actions that we do through speech. And then through mind, sense door. We have abhijja vyapada michaditti, that is called greed, hatred, and also wrong view, michaditti. So they are also to deal with morality and ethics. Social relationship, I think we definitely can think of Sigalo the Sutta. Buddha has extensively dealt with different types of society, how everyone mutually, helpful to each other by performing their own rites and rituals. Duties. When you have 5 duties towards parents, towards friends, towards husband, wife, towards religious people, towards employees or employers, or everyone. You are connected, very well connected. Such a beautifully drafted sutta, this on social relationships. We could say that. Apart from freedom of thought, the Kalama Sutta, you could also say how Buddha allowed all sorts of people to join, all different kinds of people, categories of people, communities. They all could join the Sangha, and they could be equally treated in the Sangha without any discrimination. That is the Buddha's powerful teaching here. What about health and happiness? Anything that you remember for health and happiness? Health and happiness. Yeah, meditation is definitely for both health and happiness. It's it's helpful. Jhanas, remember the 4 jhanas? Very important. how the four jhanas are able to overcome the five hindrances. If you can remember the five hindrances, that will be really, really nice. You can say jhana, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. And in the first jhana, vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. These are the jhanic factors that you need to remember. Like vitakka and applied thought, sustained thought, vitakka and vichara. And piti is the rapture, and then rapture or joy. Then sukha is the happiness or comfort, and then ekaggata is um, the what do you call unity of mind or unification of mind. That is, these are the five jhanic factors. The five hindrances are kama, chanda, vyapada, thina midha, uddhacha, kukkucha, and vichikicha. These Pali words you probably don't remember, but you could say sensual pleasures. Very important. When you are into jhanas, you will extensively suspend or overcome the temptation, the power of sensual pleasures. Remember, it is not completely gone again. Once you are in jhana, you will not get these things, but it might come back to you. But if you continue to practice jhana, that will become very, very, very thin, not so gross like the other people. So sensual pleasures, vitak, kamachanda, vyapada is ill will, and then thinamid, the sloth and torpor, physical and mental laziness, sloth and torpor. Thinamid, uddhacha kukkucha, restlessness and remorse. Again, when you are into jhana, you don't become restless and you don't have like remorse. You are completely very happy and very clear about what you do. And Uddacha Kukucha Vichikicha means doubt. These are the five hindrances: sensual pleasures, then ill will, and then sloth and torpor, and then what do you call restlessness and remorse, and then doubt. These are the five hindrances. The five jhanic factors can counterattack them. So for health and happiness, practicing jhana, meditation, samatha, vipassana, you could say like metta, loving kindness meditation, also body scanning, also practicing generosity, the Brahma Vihara practice. Also please remember the sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta. If someone can type the Karaniya Metta Sutta with reference, that can also be helpful. Discourse on loving kindness, at least if you can remember. Even Metta Sutta is okay if you can remember. There's another sutta called Metta Nisansa Sutta. 11 benefits of loving kindness are there. Like you can sleep comfortably, you can wake up comfortably, you don't get any nightmares, and you will be you will be a pleasant person to humans and non-humans, and you will be able to focus easily. You will not be harmed by others like fire, toxic things. weapons, you will be protected and safe. And also, when it comes to death, you will not panic. You will encounter death peacefully. And eventually, if you have attained jhana, you'll be born in the Brahma realm. If you have not attained the final liberation, you will be born in the Brahma realm as a jhanic person. So 11 benefits are there in Mettani Sansa Sutta. So the Anisansa is the benefits of Metta. So Karaniya Metta Sutta, Mettani Sansa Sutta, and the 4 Brahma Viharas. Metta. Do you remember the Brahma Vihara? 4 Brahma Vihara? Yes, what are those?
Metta, mudita, karuna, upeka.
Very good. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. Metta is unconditional, immeasurable loving kindness to all sentient beings, to everyone. Karuna is for a certain section of the society, that is suffering beings. Mudita is the other side, like the happy beings. Okay, so suffering beings and the happy beings, Karuna and Mudita, sympathetic joy. So you don't have jealousy when you have Mudita. When you see someone better than you, you have Mudita to make you happy, to save yourself from jealousy. And then equanimity or upekha is even more advanced. When it comes to the Arahanta people, enlightened people, they are said to be like firmly rooted stump or pole that cannot be shaken by the winds that come from all different directions. That's a very strong one. Something like that. The Arahanta person's mind will be unshaken. That is upekha. So, metta, karuna, mudita, upekha, Brahma Viharas, again, very important for someone to be happy. You could even mention about dana, generosity. When you practice generosity, you can immensely gain happiness. You can make others happy. You can be happy yourself. Very important when you practice dana. So, there's a sutta, number of suttas actually. I'm forgetting the name of the sutta. I'll let you know later. Should be Dakina Vibhanga. I guess that is
Yes,
Dakina
Bhante.
Vibhanga.
Dakshinavibhanka Sutta is about.
Dakina Vibhanga, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that. Can you please type it down? Dakina Vibhanga Sutta. This sutta gives a number of Majjhima Nikaya 142, Dakina Vibhanga Sutta, that gives the analysis of religious donations. Very powerful sutta again.
What was, oh, there it is, okay.
Yeah. For the environment, please remember the things that we discussed yesterday even. Like he was born under a tree, he was enlightened under a tree, he passed away under a tree, and also his connection with the nature was truly amazing. And his lifestyle, simple lifestyle, from royal family to somebody like a homeless one, or such a minimalistic lifestyle, and then connection to the nature, and how, as a practitioner, he was so much enjoying in the nature, like under the trees, inside the caves, by the side of the rivers, and just, be close to the mother earth, mother nature. He was an exceptional, exemplary spiritual leader in that case. And then many suttas, and even in Dhammapada, we learned how beautifully um, crafted teachings, how he used the metaphors and similes from the nature, like a bee example, right? The monk should be like a bee. Yatapi bhamaro puppang. So, evan game munichare, just like the bee who does not harm the pollen, the flower. Just like that, the monks should not harm people. They should not be a burden to the community. They should live a simple life, making themselves happy and peaceful. The simile of the lotus, again, very important. Yatha sankhara dhanasming ujjitasming mahapate padumang tatha jayeta suchigandang manoramang. Yesterday we were um, discussing about that. Just as the lotus that comes from the mud and then all the way above the water, untouched by the dirty mud and the dirty water, the um, the the enlightened monk is away from all kinds of defilements. He will be a very pure, undefiled person with unshaken mindset. So the lotus is um, compared to the arahanta person. Lotus arahanta person also is compared to the bird. Remember, I said about the bird, like sapatta bharo pakhi sakuno. The arahanta person is like a bird who does not attach to anything. The birds will leave away everything behind when its duty is done. So is the enlightened one. He is not attached to anything. He will also leave everything behind. No attachment. So many wonderful sutta, like compared to the so many elephants, so many wild animals, like the snake, for example, is compared to the wealth. Wealth is the money is like a snake. Uh, and then elephant and the blind, we learned about that too, right? How the religion is taken, uh, Dhamma is taken, grasped in not overall, but bit by bit, and then you will be misled. Just like the blind people touching the elephant, and then also the Buddha talked about how important it is to be strong within. If you want to be a practitioner, you have to be strong within. If you don't have good spiritual friends, you have to be alone, like Khagga Visana Sutta. um, Whenever Vijita, can you type that sutta, Khagga Visana Sutta?
Okay.
That's another really powerful sutta. We discuss about that in the class. So for health and happiness, for environment, for freedom of thought, for social relationships, morality and ethics, maybe some of these things will be um, very helpful. Then when it comes to the cultural revolution in India, fundamentals and human rights connection, difference between Buddhist teachings and traditional Indian culture, and foundation of Buddhist culture, and impact of Buddhist culture on the environment. So we found many of these things as part of the cultural impact of Buddhism. So some of the articles, do you remember some of the articles that we used in Dhamma USA library for these topics? Let me know if you remember any article, topic, even a book.
Was there one by Lily De Silva?
Okay. Yeah, can you please type that also in the chat? Any articles, any books, any suttas related to this block?
We learned about the Thai monks ordaining trees for the impact of culture on, or of Buddhist culture on the environment.
Very nice. Do you remember the book? There was a book. There was a book that about the tree ordaining campaign in Thailand. Yeah, that's a very important movement. I could share it later on. Right now, I can't get out of this presentation.
It's The Ordination of the Tree by Susan Darlington.
Very
I
good.
wrote it in my
Susan
notes.
Darling. Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, can you please write it down here in the chat? That's a very important sutta. The text. These are like contemporary resources mostly that we could use for this section, but you could also use any of the suttas. That's fine too. Yeah, Damien's book will be helpful, and also for the Life of the Buddha, you could use that Life of the Buddha book from our course recommendation. We could use it. Remember those three books, the 2,500 Years of Buddhism by Bapat, and then the Damien's book, Damien Keogh's book, and Bhikkhu Analayo's book on Life of the Buddha. Anything that you remember that you learned from these days? Anything that makes you like happy or learn something new that you remember? It's altogether here we can see like 5 days means 15 hours. You have learned a lot of things.
I like the aspect of non-harming, which is a lot of the principles through Block D. I really enjoyed learning about the traditional, the culture, and reading that article on the foundations of the Buddhist culture and the art aspect of that too. And what that meant. And then when he was talking about, especially the environment, and not even so much as urinating in the rivers, to keep everything just so clean, because it's so important for everybody. And to grasp that 2,500 years ago, is just amazing to me. He's just amazing. And the equality between men and women, and not being judgmental, and it's always with compassion. It's no wonder why Buddhism has lasted this long. It's
Yeah.
love.
That's amazing, like very modern, right? Even 2,500 years ago, some of those teachings are really, really everlasting. Even spitting or urinating, pollution, the water, you have to respect the water. Really important. And the monks were using a water filter, remember? They were always using a water filter. So actually they should be given the, what do you call, patent for that, for using water filter at the oldest, tradition, community of people. Even today, I could show you actually. Okay, can you see this? This is called 8 requisites or Atta Parikara. We have here a bowl, alms bowl for the monks. And then you can see the robe, one double layer robe, one single layer robe. And then there is for a blade or for shaving. And then there is inner robe. Then also there is a belt for the inner robe. And then we have a needle and a thread to mend the robe when it becomes torn. Very interesting. And then the water filter, just a cloth, a white cloth. When you walk around, go through the forest, you also have to use this thing. So the people bring these things to the temples and they offer. This is the uniform set for Buddhist monks. If you have it, you can survive anywhere. You don't need anything here. That is the whole closet of possessions that a monk should have. Nothing else. They can survive anywhere. So interesting. Yeah. Yeah, think of the Buddhist culture that we talked about, like the art, so many museums and the cultural things and the processions. And over time, so many big Buddha statues. Why the Buddha statue became bigger and bigger? Because the artist wanted to reflect all the 32 characteristics, you know, 32 symbols or the signs, whatever. So it became bigger and bigger. And then different countries had different Buddha styles. Very interesting again. In China, in Korea, in Japan, in Vietnam, in Taiwan, Hong Kong, you could see a particular type of Buddha. And then in Thailand, in Myanmar, in Laos, Cambodia, you will see a particular type of Buddha statue. In Sri Lanka and India, in Bangladesh also, we have quite a number of Buddhists. They also have a particular type of Buddha statue. And now in Europe, maybe also in Africa, probably they will have their own version of the Buddha later on, probably. So these are really amazing. Yeah, the Bodhi tree and the culture related to Bodhi tree also is really powerful. Okay, I think it is time for Jojo.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning of class. I put something up, the very first one. So we're all going to be just standing and we'll look the same, but mentally you can pick whether you want to be yourself, an accordion, a bird, a chi master, or a music conductor. But if we could stand, this is going to be very short, and I'll explain it a little bit more to you. If we get to standing position. This is really good. I started this when I was in karate class, and our instructor would work us to the point where we were so physically fatigued, our heart was racing, we could hardly breathe. And I needed a way to get back to that calm breathing, calm body, calm mind. So I came up with something that you can use one of those things, but basically what you're doing is you're taking a deep breath and exhaling. And the next time you do it, it's going to be a little bit shorter. So you're going to go and a little bit shorter again. And then one really short one, like a little ball in your hand. So if we do it again, now you can think. You can close your eyes, but you can still see your hands with your eyes closed if you can picture it. And from there, I'm going to count, and you can see which one do you want to be. If you're an accordion, you can open up your stomach. Or if you want to be a bird, you can fly. Or if you want to be a chi master, you could take that ball, you can expand it, and you can bring it back in. Or you could even be a music conductor. So let's see if it works. What I'm going to have you do before we start it is just get your heart pumping a little bit. You can run in place, you can jump, you can do something just to get it so that you're a little bit out of breath. And then that should be enough to even pick it up a few beats. So we're going to start. So close your eyes and expand. 1, all the way out, and exhale. 2, semi out, and now exhale. 3, little bit out, and exhale. And now the short one, the ball, and down. So if we do that one more time, I usually do a series of 3. I'm usually better on the first one. I can already feel that my heart's calmed down. If you do it one time, it can be good. If that's not enough, you can do it a second time. And if that's not enough, usually by the 3rd time, I'm calm. It doesn't have to be a physical exercise. I get nervous if I'm in front of the Zoom camera. So if I'm doing that, I'm calming myself down again. So we'll do it one last time. If you close your eyes, and I'm going to say too, babies, when they breathe, they have automatic breathing with their stomach. They don't breathe like we do, using accessory muscles. They're breathing, you can see their stomach rise and fall. So you can do this one of 2 ways. I'm flexible. You can either expand your lungs, or you can go lower the way I used to do in my karate class, and the chi is further down by your umbilicus. So you can use your stomach expanding and contracting, but feel everything. Feel it whether you want to be a bird or a conductor, tai chi, or just yourself, but feel your body. See your hands with closed eyes. You know where they are. You've done it so many times, putting them out, that even with your eyes closed, you should be able to know where they are. So we're going to do it one last time. Ready? Close your eyes. And 1, exhale. 2, not so much. exhale. 3, little bit, exhale. And 4, and that's it. I hope that helps you before you go on to meetings or on your walks, or if you're feeling like your heart is racing. I hope that's something that can help you get your center again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Jojo.
Jojo. I wish we introduced this from the very beginning. But I think this is a great thing that from we also learn many things. So really appreciate everyone's help. Okay. What else do we have here? Okay. So Tara says Buddhism, a short introduction, the ordination of the tree, ethics by Damien. Kyra says we discuss Engage Buddhism, which is a modern day movement which focuses on human rights, climate action, and more positive actions being taken by Buddhists worldwide in various capacities. Impacts of Buddhist culture and environment. Remember the young lady that we were talking about? Environmental activist from Sweden.
Greta.
Yeah, yeah. Can you also write down her name here? And also please remember Rio Convention, Rio Declaration. That is also really important. Okay, and then Tara says, I didn't realize that I should talk to the trees and plants, thought. Yeah. Yeah, that's very, very cool thing if you talk to the trees and plants. You try, you will never be alone. You will always feel like you are, always crowded with so many friends around, like the breeze, the sounds, the flowers. Like I remember William Wordsworth, I wandered longly as a cloud. His poem was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that. I wandered longly as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. 10,000 I saw at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. So he was talking about the daffodils and how the daffodils were dancing. And the waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. Like they were kind of competing with each other. He and his sister Dorothy, they were walking around in the suburb and that remote area. I was really enjoying. And he said at the end, in when he was in his pensive mood, he had that bliss of solitude. By thinking of that, the nature who was with him all the time. So the wind was singing. The music was there for him to entertain. People look into outside. People spend so much money to go, for a musical entertainment. But Wordsworth says, you go just, look around Everything is there. The flowers are dancing for you. The trees are dancing for you. The waves in the lakes and the rivers are also dancing for you. You just have to appreciate that bliss of solitude. Is I consider it like mudita, the sympathetic joy. When you see them dance, you also dance with them. You become a part of it, and that way you can be happy forever. For happiness, this is another beautiful thing I wanted to share with you. The nature. Yeah, Tara says Bodhi tree and see that someday. Yeah, you should see the Bodhi tree. If you ever come to Sequoia National Park, it is just by the side of our temple. You could come here too. There are some beautiful Bodhi trees. For the exercise, mentally think which you would like to be yourself in according birds, G master, music conductor. That was really good. I like that too. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, you see, say I never feel lonely in the nature. I always talk to the animals and the trees and the plants and flowers since I was a kid. Yeah, I think that's a very good habit. We all need to think of it. That really helps everyone. Okay. And maybe quickly we can take a break after this activity probably. Should we do this activity now?
Can we break first, Santi?
Do you think we take a break now? Okay. We can take a break now, and after that we'll do this activity. All right. Okay. We'll take a 10 minutes break. Okay. I wanted to do this activity today. This will be our last group activity. So as we have already done some group activities, but this will be a little different one. Over here, please take a look at these blocks. Block A, maybe you can take screenshot if you can. Is everyone ready? Okay. We'll go to the next. Take a screenshot. Group block B. Okay. Then block 3 and block D, A, B, C, D. I'll also maybe share it. If you did that, can somebody please share this in the chat? So maybe some of you could not do it, maybe due to some technical issues. Thank you. All the 4 blocks. And then we'll have divide you into groups. So please make sure 3 key takeaways. Each group reviews 1 thematic block and notes three key takeaways. One area they would like clarified, and then you can share it as a group, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Is that okay? Is that clear to everyone? Okay, we have block A, B, C, D. All screenshots are there, right? Maybe the last one also probably we put this one. We also share it. Mm. Screenshot. Oh, over here we can take a screenshot. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Mm. The computer. Okay. So here's what you have to do. We will group you into 4 and then please discuss. Let me see the people here. I hope I can make the group. Can you make me the co-host or host so that I can break you into groups? Gabriela, are you there?
I'm here. Just finding the
I can't make groups. So use the one with the picture, okay? Meeting. Okay. Okay, now I can. Thank you. So we'll make 4 groups, 3, 4. I could assign manually.
Bunty,
Yes.
I'm having a bit of trouble downloading. So is it possible for me to get number 2? Because it took a while to download it, and otherwise I might not be able to be in there on time. Yeah, number
What
2,
is number?
the B, the second one.
Yeah, the screenshot, you mean?
I can
There is.
I
The
can copy
cultural
paste.
impact.
Let me copy paste. It'll be easier.
I have it as a screenshot, so I can use that one, but the other ones are harder.
Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. Then 2 people. Then Jungchup and Jojo. And then Kyra and Mark, and then Tara. Okay. So I have oh, where is Gabriela? Why can't I see you in the list? Can you go to any group, Gabriela? Gabriela?
Any group.
Yes.
Okay.
You
and-
could you could go to any group?
Yes.
Yeah. So room 4, we have 3 people. You can select any other group.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Ayla and Cameron in room number 1, that is A, block A. Jangchup and Jojo in that is block B. Kyra and Mark, block C, and Tara, Shannon, and Yushi, block D. Okay, is that clear? Maybe Gabriela, you can go to room 2 then.
Room 2?
Hmm? Can you go to room 2?
Not yet.
No?
After you click on making the room, then Gabriela can do that.
You mean after opening?
Yes, yes. Because Gabriela
Ah,
is the host now, so she can jump in any.
okay, all right. Okay, see you then in 15
Hold
minutes.
it, Bunty. I want to
Hmm.
make sure, the one that I'm in says the cultural impact and comparisons, block D. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
So you are in group B, okay?
But it's
That
block D,
is
right?
group B, Buddhist perspective on society, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
E.
Jojo and Janchup is in group B. I would say Gabriela will also join there. Buddhist perspective on society, politics, human rights, language, that one. Any question before we um, disperse? No question? And okay. Then see you in 15 minutes. Oh, Bante, Vijita.
Yes, Bante.
I will also assign you.
Ah,
Maybe Gabriela, can you join that room? Maybe I'll join room number 1, okay? Okay. You are in 1 now. No? Okay, 1.
yeah, okay.
Janchup, are you okay?
Because that my that is a hang. So, maybe I did the other group B. Group
You
B.
want to go back to the room?
Yes, yes. Just a few minutes before my
Oh,
laptop is hanging, and I shut down and on again. Then I use
oh,
this.
okay, okay, okay. Okay. I've sent you now. Can you join? Okay. I have a question. So do you get a notification that your room will be, time will be over or something?
Yes, it says your breakout room will end in 60 seconds.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. Because I don't have that experience. When I close all the rooms, it says 60 seconds. But I wanted to hear from you how you do it. Okay. All right. So block A, please raise your hand. Block A people. Ayla and Venerable Vijita.
Hi. Say something before we start. I want to
Yes.
write down the point in the chart, and then because what I hear, I cannot remember. But if people write down the point, I can copy paste and memorize after class.
Okay. That's okay. All right. Block A people.
Thank you, Bante. I would like to start. We are in the block A. We talk about the cultural background of 6th century BC in India. When we talk about this topic, we have to talk about there were 16th of major kingdoms. We study about 16 of major kingdoms in 6th century BC. They are Anga Magada, Kasi, Kosala, Vaja, Malla, Cheti, Kuru, Vatsa, Panchala, Matse, Surasena, Vatsa, Kavanti, Gandhara, Kamboja, like that. There were 4 major kingdoms in ancient India: Magadha, Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti. These all kingdoms were in near the river, like that. And also these kingdoms were very special that time of ancient India, the following few, because of few reasons, because they have a strong political powers. These 4 major kingdoms has more power because they had strong political power and economic strength, and centers of religious and learning, and also trade and communication. There are so many they talk about so many these kingdoms had more powerful rules, and also strong armies, and they were well organized and could control large areas of land of people, like that. And also some the other is we can talk about Varna system in ancient India. Before the Buddha's time, there are Varna system in ancient India. Brahmins, Sastriya, Vaishya, Sudra, like that. Brahmins are major Varna in ancient India. They are priests, scholars, and teachers. And also sastriyas, when it comes to the sastriyas, they were rulers. They are the kings and warriors, and also administrators. They are sastriyas. And also third one is Vaishya were the agricultures and merchants. And also Sudras were labors. They all are labors. They don't have to opportunity to study. They don't have to opportunity to agriculture and rules the country, or they don't have anything like that. They all are the Sudras are in the labors in the ancient Indian society. uh, yeah, like that. The cultural background is in ancient India. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that was a good beginning. Aila could also maybe piggyback. Gabriela, are you recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aila, do you want to add?
Yes, for the next topic, in our little block, it was, let me find it. It was suddenly, fundamentals of Buddhist culture. So we talked about the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, where you'll have the 4 Noble Truths, and the Noble Eightfold Path. And so specifically with the Noble Eightfold Path, this is laying out that central to Buddhist practice is the morality, concentration, and wisdom. And so then as a culture, you will see these values kind of built into it, as well as things like the 5 precepts, which goes with the morality. And then for Buddhism as a cultural movement, we talked about how it spread throughout the region. So we start out with just 5 monks that heard the Buddha's first discourse, and then this grows to more and more disciples, more bhikkhus as he travels around. And then after his death, you have Emperor Ashoka, who was a Buddhist and who brought Buddhism to 9 different countries, and really helped to kind of solidify it in the area. And then for one point that we weren't quite sure on, I would say with this topic, with the third topic for day 3, Buddhism as a cultural movement, it's kind of broad. So, because it's, so I wonder exactly what we should think of for this topic, or what we should discuss, or what points we should make about Buddhism as a cultural movement, if that question makes sense.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ayla, and thank you, group Block A people, for that wonderful assessment. Like you already have gone through many different classes, and please give them a big hand of applause. Yeah. So, what do you think? What is that Buddhism as a cultural movement? What exactly is that? How has it impacted the world that time, during the Buddha's time? How did it become a cultural movement? Because as we already discussed, it's not like today. We don't have we have so many facilities today, like for for us to say something and go viral. There are like even as an advertisement, if you could make it, right? But when it comes to that time, 2,500 years ago, it was almost impossible for the Buddha to do like that. But then again, how important it is that the Buddha was able to actually go through this, and he was able to work, and his Dhamma teaching became very popular. So as a cultural movement means the whole thing, as Ayla mentioned, it is the whole thing, that the teachings and it became a very powerful movement. So the people from so many different countries, so many different categories, different professions, the merchants, all kinds of people joining the Sangha. So bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, upasika, those 4 categories of people making such a huge movement. The Buddha said the peace walk movement, I think he started that time. He asked the monks, 60 monks, to go forward without stopping and teach people, reach out to many people. Not 2 people go the same direction, so that you actually can go to 60 different directions. That was the idea. So he was very concerned how important it is for those monks to go all different directions and to reach out to so many people and teaching the Dharma. That walking itself became a movement. And when they were walking, so many people got attracted. Remember, even King Ashoka, you mentioned, he just saw a young little monk. He just saw that young little monk, and he changed his the whole course of his life, took upside down that time. Twisted the whole course of his life after that. So that is the idea of the movement as a cultural movement. And again, it is not only the philosophical thing, but also the art, the all kinds of rituals, all kinds of in many different countries, how Buddhism was localized. So how the costumes, the food, the language, everything, that was such a massive cultural movement. Yes, King Ashoka's time, it became even more because he sent missionary groups to 9 different countries, locations. So you can see now how powerful it became. Yeah. Hope you got it. All right. Okay. Block B. Please raise your hand. Okay.
Okay, we had a chronological review of the Buddhist perspective on society with politics, human rights, language and gender, wealth and religious pluralism, and the economy as the topics. So I'm just going to briefly go into some of what we had from class. Politics would be necessary to govern any area or country. And at that time, the politics were such where there was striations of society, and we've already gone through the caste system. And then Buddha did come along, and he made tremendous changes in the 6th century with the Buddhist movement, which was very attractive because it was no longer based on whether you were Brahmin by birth, but on your actions themselves. So the focus became on the ethics of guiding a person's internal compass that would eventually expand to those same foundations, the Four Noble Truths, the middle ways, as part of the process of governing for the monastics that the Buddha was in charge of. There were things that he talked about as far as for your livelihood, things to avoid. You should avoid in the Parabhava. He said to avoid vicious company, laziness, neglect of parents, deception, selfishness, pride, inappropriate sex, inappropriate marriage partners, poor leadership choices, and unrealistic ambitions. And this is pretty much what we can take in. We had discussion in the class on using our own internal ethics, even when we had to go into our own businesses or going into a store, the things that we would take to make preservation of the environment and the gentleness in how we approach the world. So that's it for the politics. The human rights, Buddhism was fundamentally for everyone. He believed that egalitarianism, that all people are equal, all people have the same deserving rights of water, human rights, expression of speech, freedom in many different areas, which were not afforded to them in the 6th century society of India. The wealth and religious pluralism. You can be very diverse, but if you have the same core, I think it's still applicable today. Like what we discussed in the sutta, where the wealth that you have can be divided up. So it's a quarter to save, a quarter for self-enjoyment, and then half towards your business. So Buddha doesn't say for your economy, you can't be without money. As a layperson, you can have a focus that will get you through. But we discussed the B, where if you do, you just take what you need put back something positive into the environment and not detract from your environment. So I think that's pretty much what I have to say on that, Bhante.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please give that group also a big hand of applause. Yeah, so some Ajiva, right? Livelihood, for example, like you as lay people can do business. You could earn money, and maybe, as she said, you can also give back to the society where there are so many people who are in need of your help. And not everyone can do business. Not everyone can become a university professor. Not everyone is smart in different professions. So those who are good in that, they could do it, and they should also do it, and they could help others. And then, yeah, politics. I think that's a big topic that she was trying to cover up in that such a short amount of time. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to block C. Please raise your hand. Okay. Yes. Who would like to start?
We talk about ethics and how the Buddhist culture, talking about the three jewels.
Three jewels, okay.
Special, yes. The second one,
Triple gem.
Gems. Okay. This. Oh my God! Wait, because I write it down. Okay. The Buddha, not just was aspirational model, but also in terms of the universal law of ethics. The Buddhist Dharma emphasized ethical guidelines, but that guidelines apply to everyone, regardless the social status, gender, or lineage, which was very important. Yeah, we were discussing about that and how the clear way to reach these ethics through the Four Noble Truths and understanding the origin of suffering and the cessation of suffering and the path of liberation. And there we had a very interesting discussion about karma. And maybe you can continue talking, Hira.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Other people? Kyra, Mark? Does someone to say something?
Yeah, I can continue. So as Gabriella said, we kind of went over like our personal viewpoints on the topics that were covered in Block C. We discussed some of the implications of Buddhist teachings. The one that stuck with me the most was definitely the teachings on freedom of thought and the fact that the Buddha really did push for followers to investigate and come to their own conclusions. Even though he was a phenomenal teacher and had come to his own truths and his own path for teaching, he encouraged other individuals to always investigate the teachings of not only others, but also himself for themselves, which I think has led to a system that has propagated throughout, many centuries, because individuals have the right to kind of come to their own conclusions and investigate the philosophy for themselves that also has contributed to other religions, cultures, and things like that having the outside influence and incorporating aspects of Buddhism, which I think is very interesting to look at and a fantastic thing to study further. We discussed a couple of the other topics as well. Morality and ethics came up, the ideas behind Buddhist morality and ethics being more equanimous than anything else, and the ideas behind, incorporation of those principles into just like everyday viewpoints in living. And then we, as Gabriella said, did get into an interesting conversation on karma, because we were trying to come up with the thing that we wanted to discuss further, or we're a little bit unsure about. But I'll let Mark speak first and maybe come back to that question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think you both did a good job summarizing. I just want to add a little bit of maybe we talk about where Buddhist Buddhist thought, the Buddha's teaching and philosophy come out. It didn't come out of nowhere. It's not in a vacuum, but in is in a conversation with contemporary preceding Indian thinking of the caste system of the Vedic. And yeah, Buddha was like just disagreeing with the injustice and provide a middle way as like accessible to everybody. uh but and I think also like since Buddha was living in that time, and the idea of karma is also a big one in Hinduism and Indian culture. And to be honest, I'm not sure how is a different how karma is different perceived in Buddhism versus Hinduism. But yeah, Kira has an interesting question about that karma too.
Okay, shortly the karma. So karma is action, but according to Buddhism, karma is the intention. Okay, that is very important. Like during that time, there were the giants. They were, as I mentioned, they were like extreme people uh, who were not even wanting to walk without sweeping the road. And they were like wearing a mask, fearing that some sentient beings will go inside the mouth, so they will die. And they didn't want to drink water also, like they were like very concerned about that. And so many unintentional things they were also worried. The Buddha said, if there is no intention, there is no karma for you. Like you might accidentally, step on an insect while walking. That's not a bad karma for you. So it is said the karma is the intention. Intention is that matters. A lot of people are really worried sometimes. Okay, will that be a bad karma for me? If you accidentally do something. Let's say you drive and you suddenly knock somebody, and without ever having an intention to hurt someone. So if you feel guilty, that's also again not a karma. Maybe by law, it can be a different thing. But in Buddhist karmic theory, if you didn't have any intention, if you intentionally do it, that's a different thing. And if you unintentionally do it, that's not going to be a karma. Last time I was in Iowa, University of Iowa, there was a one-day retreat. So one lady came to me at the end of that retreat, and she was crying, and she said, I really feel very bad when I see so many insects. I had to drive during a certain period of time. There are like thousands of them, all over. So it was very hard, she said, for her. So if you intentionally do it, yeah, it can be a problem. that is also why we have to be very extremely careful in, living in some areas, choosing where you want to live, and choosing what you want to do as a job, profession. You should take all these things into consideration. But having said that, if you don't do things like intentionally, that won't be your karma. Remember, karma is just one thing. It's not the whole thing. Just like Angulimala, he did so many bad karma, but Buddha gave him an opportunity to make all those bad karma invalid once he became an arahant. And so you could change the karma. You don't worry about your own bad karma. If people feel guilty, they won't be able to rectify their mistake. All people do mistakes, but if we make some effort, we could also do something. We could make a difference in the world. Okay. I hope that helps. All right, let's go to the other people. Okay. Block D.
But I think there are some questions. I think Mark had a question.
Yeah.
Kiara, do you want to raise your question?
I think
Yeah,
that,
please.
sorry, yeah, I think that Bante's answer actually does clarify the teaching that I heard recently on karmic principles, which is kind of the discussion that we got into a little bit more. I think that the individual who's trying to describe past lives and karmic effects into the modern world had misconstrued karma as like incidences that had occurred rather than intention, and the intention being the karmic actions that are passed down. So I think that you answered my question. My question was more so pertaining to like modern day situations, like for example, individuals who are living in situations where like their water quality is horrible, so they get sick. And then there are certain Buddhist practitioners who will look at that and go, well, they're sick because they had bad karma, which for me was very frustrating because I was like, I don't think that's how karma works.
Yes.
I do appreciate your answer. It does clarify things.
Yeah. So karma is not everything. Like, for example, some parts of the world is cold. That's not karma. Some parts of the world is very hard. That's not karma. So there are karma niyama is just one kind of niyama in the world, like world governing bodies, let's say, like factors. Chitta niyama, dhamma niyama, bija niyama, utu niyama. Utu niyama, like seasonal wise, you have rain, you have hot season, you have cold season. That's not karma. And then bija niyama, like you plant a coconut and you will get a coconut plant. That's not karma again. Right? So those things will come because of their own, different chemistries together. And chitta niyama is the mind factor, the power of the mind. And then bija niyama is the seeds that can, give life to a similar seed, similar life circle. And then chitta niyama, utu niyama, bija niyama, kamma niyama is just one thing, and dharma niyama also is there. Like there are ways that the world runs. Like we also need to see like how the world exists. So some of the things that are there as dharma, the nature, the nature of law, or the law of nature, whatever. So I think it is different. So we need to think of them. So 5 factors are there. Karma is just one. But the Buddha said we could change the karma. You are the owner. You are the boss. You can determine, you can change your karma. Let's say you were born as an outcast. You can change your karma. You can be an enlightened person. And those days, the outcast people, they did not have any chance to do any business. They can't do business. They have no access to books, no education, nothing. So the Buddha gave them that freedom. That was what the Buddha was giving, that freedom. He changed the karma. He changed the karma of the people. Yeah, and also one thing, like your karma is, you have to undergo punishment because of your karma. It's not because of someone else, you know. And let's say like somebody in this group, let's say, just an example, somebody says something bad, and one person say something bad, and the other people, what will happen? Oh, yeah. So the other people will also give some piggyback and share it. Then that every time you react to that, from that point onward, the karma will become yours too. You will not be separate from that karma. Let's say somebody in Chicago, in New York, or wherever, somebody did something bad, and suddenly you react, and that is your karma. When you react, it becomes your karma. So we have to also be, because you are the owner of your karma. That way, that is why sometimes we get sick. Sometimes we, like when we get sick, we can also think maybe this is my karma. Sometimes people blame you, people scold you, everyone is criticizing you. So you think, oh, this is my karma. I have done something like this to hurt other people in the past. That's why now I am, facing the music. You have to think that way, and that way you don't really put in the blame on the others. Rather, you point finger towards yourself. That is the idea. But you can change the karma. Jojo?
Just a confirmation, Bhante. The word for the intention, that's chetana?
Yes. Chetanaham bhikkhave kammang vadami.
And
That is the Pali.
would the intention carry over from past lives to your present life?
Excuse me?
Would, for the karma implications, they would cross over from your past life and influence your present life. They could fruit in this life, they could fruit within the hour
Definitely.
or week.
Definitely.
Okay.
You are, yeah, just like you ate yesterday, or you were taking some medicine, some vitamin when you were a little kid, and their impact is still with you. Right? It is still with you, just like that. Your past karma, you are being rewarded or punished because of your own actions. You see, simply that. So every night can be like death, if we say like the circle of death. So how many days we have been living? So they are like different births. But the karmic energy or the whatever you did, let's say like you have been working for years to get your PhD. So so that's like years of hard work together. And to come to your position now, if you want to become a doctor, engineer, like whatever you do, it's a process, and you are getting what do you call, awarded or rewarded. Or if you do something bad, you will be punished accordingly. If you take drugs, or if you do bad things, if you associate with bad people, that's your bad karma, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Interesting topic. I know it will take a long time, but very interesting topic. Okay. Anyone else wants to say
Can I
something?
can I offer my interpretation?
Hmm.
So
Your
how
interpretation?
yes, so how I see karma is like if we say about punishment and reward, that's okay, but that's like how we put the value judgment on it too. So basically, it just cause and effect. It's in a sense, it's just what happened. So if I really like, I just I I don't really I mean it's for communication purpose, for talking purpose. Yeah, we can say punish and reward, but in a sense, in my mind, I would see it like, yeah, it's okay. It just what happened because of something. And also one thing happened is because of so many other things. So it's not just one leading to one, but many things leading to one, or one thing and leading to many things. So it's so vast. And with our human mind, it's almost incomprehensible to really see everything. Everything is interconnected. So it could be pointless. It's not useful to just say we are punished because of some action, but maybe it just what happened, interconnected.
Yeah, karma is a huge theory. We have Janaka Karma, Upatthamba Karma, Upapilaka Karma, Upaghataka Karma, that is one. And then we have Pubbe, what do you call, Ahosi Karma, Aparapariya, Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya, that's another category. Like some karma is there, the part of karma will be rewarding or punishing you within this existence itself. And some part of it will go to the rest of your sansara. And by chance, you might also get some part of the karma become like invalid, or things like what happened to Angulimala. Many of his karma within that current existence became invalid because he became arahant. So after that death, no more karma for him. It became ahosi karma. So karma it can be there, but we should be smart and skillful. We have to be smart and skillful. That is why some people want to do good karma and go to the heavenly realms or the Brahma realms, where you can, stay safe for a while and then come back and maybe meet the Buddhas. Sometimes there will be no dharma here, and people will be like anarchic. People keep fighting, people keep doing this and that. It's so hard to maintain inner peace. So sometimes they do good karma and go to heavens and stay safe, and also meet some good people out there. People in the sense those heavenly beings out there, and they discuss dharma, it is said, they practice dharma, it is said. And sometimes when the Buddhas come, they come back and they listen to dharma too. It's a really complicated thing. And Janaka karma is the karma that affects our birth, and the Upathambaka karma is the karmic energy that affects our sustenance of life, existence. And then Upapilaka karma is the karma that changes our flow of this world. Sometimes ups and downs in life. Every time it is ups and downs. It's not like one parallel line. Sometimes up, sometimes down. Sometimes sad, sometimes happy. Ups and downs are always part of it. And this is what we call upapilaka. Let's say like you are a wealthy person, and suddenly you become maybe a healthy person, let's say, and you get sick. And so that's how the previous karma affects you too, maybe from the past lives, or maybe from this life itself, maybe the combination of both. It could also be something like that. So yeah, karmic theory is very vast. I wish we could also have some time to discuss about that on a maybe in future, as we are going to start some programs, I would like to actually invite you to join. Probably we can discuss more. Okay. All right. So let's say, Chetan, maybe I will. Okay. Vadami. Okay, this is just a Pali sentence that you can find very helpful. And now I would actually like you to go to this. As we have been working, learning in the class, please take a look and fill this form. Tomorrow, because of our exam, that the writing exercise, probably we won't have that much time. Can you open it? Maybe you can skip the initial description. It's okay.
Did group 4 get the chance to discuss their topics?
Oops. Oops. Group 4 people. Yeah, I think group 4 people can. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We just dragged on. While the other people fill in the form, group 4 people, can you please raise your hand? Okay. Only one? Okay. All right, please. Yeah, we have to also reward you for your hard work.
Okay. I will start, and if I think I cannot answer all of them, but the others can also give you points. So first thing, I see many points people already talk about the previous groups, but we want to go through them again. Like for day 14, for the Cultural Revolution, created by Buddhism in India. We find out 3 points. First, that Buddha allowed different classes people to join the Sangha. Before only the top class they can learn religions. So that I think that's a big revolution, and also because Buddha come from a royal family and he became a Sangha, and people start to be really respected to people who be practitioner the Sangha. So it changed really the views regarding the practitioner. And another thing, second thing, like Buddha allows a woman to join the Sangha because his stepmother want to join the Sangha and with many other royal ladies. So they decided they allowed for that. So means the women and the men, they have equal rights to learn the Dharma, to do the practice. And these 2 points can also answer the question for the next one, human rights. I thought that if we have some examples, so we can use it to answer different questions. That's what I really want to say. Another thing we talk about that, so in the Sangha community, they provide pure, clean water and have the best doctors to take care of the health. So many poor people, when they became a Sangha, they have the chance to take care very well. So it like increased the effects of the Buddha Sangha community. Many people want to join. So this is the 3 points we talk about this. Maybe there are others. And for the human right, other than the first 2 points I mentioned, we also that's related with the freedom of thoughts. So the third point is the freedom of thoughts. Buddha allows us to think independently, analyze things independently. Don't only just listen to the others or rely on others' word. So for day 16, that's similar, really similar as days 14 and day 1, right? We need to know the Indian culture background, and then we can tell the difference. So those questions are linked together, so we can answer probably similarly, not similarly. So the teaching, the major difference, first thing we thought the previous Indian culture, Indian religion, they consider jhana is the like the highest goal, like Buddha learned from his first 2 teachers, but he's not satisfied. He already be able to enter the highest jhana, but he's not satisfied with it. He thought that cannot solve all the sufferings. So he further pursue practice the vipassana, wisdom practice. So then he became fully enlightened. So it seems this is the difference, not just practice the jhana. It's similar like this, the Indian tradition, they want to reborn in the heaven. They consider the God is the best thing, and they want the best thing they can ever, the best kind of beings. So actually, but in Buddha's teaching, that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to enter Nibbana, the complete ceasing of all the sufferings. And another thing is that the previous religion considered their soul, solid soul, but the Buddha considered there's no self. Yeah, I think I can mention the 3 of them and leave the rest for the others.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, just to quickly clarifying, the jhanas, the Buddhist jhana can be different from the Vedic jhanas. Okay, for example, the samadhi, the right view, should be the foundation, very foundation of this practice, and so that should be the key. So Buddhist jhana and the other jhanas can be over, maybe some techniques can be there, but the overall foundation of that dharma journey is different. Yes, as you mentioned, that is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is vipassana, and through that the nibbana. That is important, very, very important. But having said that, the Buddha has mentioned many times how important it is to improve samatha. So both samatha and vipassana were going hand in hand. That is why in Buddhism, samatha, vipassana, both are there. So jhana should not be underestimated anyway. So Buddhist jhana should also not be confused with the other jhanas. Thank you. All right, Tara.
She did really good on doing a lot of the summarizing, I think, because we really bounced off each other. It was phenomenal. They're really great ladies. I would also add to that as far as the environment goes, there would be, you could attest as far as that moral choices for consumption, production, and resources to the Agana setup for the environment degradation by moral decline. And then with the greed, delusion, and hatred, that's all part of as a whole for the taking care of the environment and not just the environment, but for each other. You know, again, going back to moderation and the 5 natural laws for your physical, biological, psychological, moral, and casual. And then I guess just things out of the Pali Canon are just really impressive, you know, the following the monastic code of conduct, I think reflects to a lot of the people. And I think our topic was pretty much covered on all the you know, a lot of the other topics already discussed as well. There's a lot of similarities, you know, with the Vedic orthodoxy and the caste system and equality, gender equality. And I think a lot of that for society today would be good, especially as far as equality goes, pertaining to religion and sexual orientation and identity. Let's just that's just a quick rapid extent from past to present. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So I'm also sending you a link. Later you can go to Sutta Central and check this Pancha Niyama, 5 Niyama Dhammas later. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Please give them also a big hand of applause for the covering up and for the summary. Also, we can continue to explain. I mean, we can continue to discuss. We have a large number of articles online now. I would like to maybe I will share it with you, like the number of articles that you learn here. You see, Lumbini, Cradle of Awakening, and Samadhiti Sutta, Mindful Nourishment, Sacred Monuments, Kasina and Jhana in Buddhism, Cultural Background in India, Fundamentals of Buddhist Culture, Kalama Sutta, Parabhava Sutta, Buddhism and Human Rights, Buddhism and Human Rights, Buddhist canonical resources on Buddhism and human rights, Bridging Faith and Finance, Buddhism and Gender Identity, Buddhist perspective on wealth and finance, Middle Way of Wealth, Buddhist perspective on wealth and religious pluralism, Buddhist perspective on the economy, E.F. Schumacher's and Small is Beautiful, the Buddha's teaching on the 5 benefits of wealth, the Buddha's teaching on virtuous giving, the Buddha's teaching on material and spiritual welfare, and the Buddha's teaching on 10 essential reflections of monastics, Buddhist ethics and morality, Buddhist cosmology and ethics, Ambalatika Rahulova Sutta, Brahmajala Sutta, analysis of Samana Mundika Sutta, global environmental organizations, living in harmony with nature, Greta Thunberg, and Buddhist perspective on health and happiness, Buddhist perspective on health and happiness, Buddhism and human rights, Karuna to human dignity, Tere Sanghamita, origin and development of Bhikkhuni order, Garudhammas and the Bhikkhuni order, freedom of women in Buddhism, revolutionary departure, Anagarika Dharmapala, model answer, foundation of Buddhist culture based on its fundamental Eightfold Path and cultural framework, Buddhist culture and the Four Noble Truths, dependent origination and worldview, role of Sangha in shaping Buddhist culture, compassion and non-violence as culture pillars, Buddhist culture versus Vedic tradition, transmission of fundamentals into cultural practices, mindfulness and cultural identity, Buddhist ethics, environmental ethics, Buddhist culture and environmental stewardship. So these are the articles you already have gone through, and which is available in our website. And I'm also going to share this with you, so you can use it later as well. Okay. All right. So last few minutes of our course. Maybe before that, I would like to take a group picture with you. So be ready for a group picture. It's very easy, right? Yeah. Okay, please open your camera. I don't know, Cameron. Camera is, maybe he's not. If he's listening, hopefully he will open up. Oh, not working? All right. Then you can breathe. Okay. So maybe you keep your palms together while I take a picture of you, okay? Okay. Give the best smile you can to make, oh, I think Cameron also do the Cameron one job. All right. Say peace. Say peace, not cheese. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I'll share it with you later.
Bunty,
Yes.
giving you a heads up on that survey that we were supposed to submit. There is a glitch on it because in the section that asks us if we always feel comfortable, rarely feel comfortable, never feel comfortable speaking up in class, there's no always, it's only rarely or never. So that looks really bad because I think you're missing a column for that section. And the next section, there's also no option that should be a positive one for you. It's only the negatives, rarely or never.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that out. Yeah, anyway, that will be with me. I will, yeah, thank you so much for that. I will rectify that mistake, hopefully. Right, so so tomorrow, instead of a formal mock exam, we will do only a recap in-class writing exercise. So you will actually think of you coming and doing it, okay? Don't worry too much. And so the Google form also, the idea is to gather feedback on teaching methods, content clarity, and areas for improvement. And I hope this will be helpful. I also ask again, request Jojo to please text me that your feedback separately about the form. I will think of it changing. So closing reflection, reiterate the course flow from historical background, fundamentals, perspectives, and cultural impact, and share one personal learning or insight gained so far. And come tomorrow, ready for an engaging, relaxed writing recap. Okay, take a good long deep breath and hold it for a few seconds. And then slowly release and relax. And now think of all the lectures that you have learned so far, and say one thing that is most touching to you. With that, we will conclude. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. For those regular students, maybe the tentative finals will be July 24, 27 next year. But remember to keep in touch, stay in touch if you need any help whatsoever. Okay. And over here, I will also share these things with you. As we have already done this thing before, I think I didn't want to discuss more, but I hope these texts and these resources can be very helpful. Hopefully that the Dhamma USA links can also be shared here. Just to wrap up, you started from here. Like remember Bante said, Anga Magada Kasikosala Vatsa Malli Surasena Guru Panchala, all the 16 Janapadas are here. We started from there. And then we were talking about this. And then we were talking about the creator God or the four Varnas. And yeah, so then we kept on learning more about more suttas, more dharmas, more content, and about more people. And this is what we need eventually: Sila, Samadhi, Panya, the morality, concentration, and wisdom. So that will be the final goal of our class also, leading to the final. And I hope you enjoyed, you learned something, and I hope it was helpful to everyone. And I wish you all the very best, long life, good health, and the best of spirit to continue your good journey with the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem. Sukhi Dikhayu Bhava. To finish, I would like to do a short chanting to conclude our session today. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinassato mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi dikhayu bhava. Bhavatu sabba mangalang lakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. Sukhi Dikhayu Bhava. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Long life and good health.
Thank you so much, Bhante.
Thank you. And also looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow, seeing you tomorrow. Everyone, okay? All right. Good night and take care.